Hello, everybody. I'm Natasha. Today, I will be discussing breast cancer, but some of the main points that I did not discuss before. Some points that you wouldn't think was so important, but if you're going through this, it's very important. It's something that should be talked about. It's something that should be changed. I'm basically going to be speaking on the insurance side and the stress from the insurance also. Basically just to get more of a awareness and about the different stuff that you go through. I guess being that I went through it personally, I can understand when I was reading over a lot of things, I could really understand it and I could feel, different things about it. So, hello everyone. I will be discussing breast cancer, hitting some main topics and stats and risks of breast cancer. Breast cancer is one of the most dangerous forms of cancer in women today and have taken many women's lives. Breast cancer is not just a female diagnosis. Men can also get breast cancer too. A lot of men do not believe that because the numbers is so low. But breast cancer, being that males, you do have chest. It's just your chest do not form the way women's do, but you do have fatty tissues. And you do have cells. You do have glands and everything in your breast, and you can form breast cancer. So that's a reason men need to be checked also, not just women. Yes, we need to be checked yearly, but men also need to be checked also. So do not feel, oh, I don't have breast, so I cannot get breast cancer. That's a lie. Breast cancer do not have no name. It do not have no age limit. It do not have no color. It don't care. You can get it. And it also have a lot to do with your diet. People don't believe that. Your diet have a lot to do with a lot of things that can happen to you. Diseases, disorders, anything, along with genetics. Genetics has a major part to do with a lot of disorders and especially breast cancer, and it could be prevented if you get genetic testing early on. That's something that insurances refuse to pay for unless you are diagnosed. If you get the genetic testing prior, you can avoid a lot of the courses that the insurance company has to pay for and then what you have to pay for. So, like I stated, breast cancer is not just a woman's disease, it's men and women. Remember that, men and women. Also, factors of breast cancer are gender and age related. These are two things we cannot control. We can't control our gender, we cannot control our age, but they do fall into a factor and play a factor in breast cancer. They have percentages about this age has this and that age. I'll touch more into that a little later. But in women, breast cancer cells are constantly changing and growing. And because of the activity of the female hormones, the estrogen and the progesterone, it puts women more at risk for breast cancer. Age is the second biggest factor for breast cancer. Between the age of 30 to 39, the risk is between 1 in 233. That jumps to 1 in 27 by the time you reach over your 60s. Invasive breast cancer is diagnosed in women age 55 or older at about approximately 213 of invasive breast cancer diagnoses. In the United States, the rate amongst women with breast cancer vary by race and ethnicity. Caucasian women are more likely to develop breast cancer than African American women. Do you know when I heard that when I was at the when I went and I was diagnosed, I looked at the lady like, okay, so breast cancer goes around and say, "Oh, you're not Caucasian, so I'm not gonna not gonna affect you. I don't see I don't see where breast cancer, any form of cancer has a race attached to it or a color attached to it. And like I said to the doctor, let's just be honest. You have more, and I'm not being funny by no means, you have more Caucasian people that will go to the doctor and get early testing done to see what's going on with themselves because of the fact of a lot of people, and we just gonna say it, don't have good insurance. So, and you find it more in our low income communities, and a lot of low income communities is of the African American race, Spanish, Hispanic races, stuff like that. So that's what plays the factor. That's why the numbers are higher in Caucasian women because they are getting tested quicker. They are finding out quicker than our other races. And I said that to my doctor. I said, knowledge is power. If you, just because you're a doctor don't mean that you automatically knows, okay, that's what comes through your office. But if you look at the economy and you look at the world in a whole, you will know why these numbers is higher. So I just kind of derailed, but let's get back. So that's what it said. But all in all, breast cancer is high in all races and ethnicities. It says that breast cancer is the second leading death in African American women. So what I like I just said, if it's high in Caucasians, why is it the second leading death in African Americans? Survival rate remains lower for African American women than Caucasian because the tumors tend to be more aggressive in African American women. Let's switch gears a little. Let's speak on insurance and why do insurance companies give a hard time to approve genetic testing that can possibly prevent many forms of cancers or other disorders from happening. Certain tests should be mandated through insurances. If this was the case, it would save the insurance company and the individual a lot. When I say a lot of money in the long run because a preventative plan could be implemented. Some forms of breast cancer are simply genetics, mutations in the BRCA1, BRCA2, and the PAL2 genes. Now, I'm not promoting trial testing as some are to harm people and gather information for their personal gain. I'm saying that preventative testing, like genetic testing, is a great preventative and should be considered a test that anyone can get through their insurance at free of charge and not have to pay so much for preventative prevention to to find out type of test to check their status. Stress levels. The doctors tell you not to stress because it can make the cancer spread. So not to stress is the key, right? Yeah. But whenever you come to an appointment, you are swiping your card for a payment that range from $7.50 for labs to $500 for a dang on scan or test. Oh wait, and when you open your mailbox is a bill for $30,000 for chemotherapy that your insurance company refused to cover. I'm a witness on that one. But no stressing throughout, right? Yeah. And the stress comes from the insurance company that you're paying monthly and that refuses to pay for the treatment to prolong your life and survival. Do you know 47% of people diagnosed with breast cancer have to go into their retirement accounts? Retirement to cover current expenses. So that means when you're retiring, you done depleted that. Oh, and 26% using their credit card. So now you got another form of payment that has to be paid back and that's another stressor. 73% altering medications, skipping medications. 41% actually is doing this. Yeah, yes. 57% have applied for financial assistance and grants, but 40% are still in debt after treatment. Stresses are all around. Once you are diagnosed with breast cancer, but you're told to stay away from stress, that's not even going to happen. It's stressful from day one to day finished, like till you finish. In closing, breast cancer will always be one of the top causing and leading reasons for women's decreasing and decease rate in a medical aspect when it comes to cancer. You can prevent it by getting tested early. Even if your insurance company do not pay for the genetic testing, it's worth more to pay out of pocket if it will potentially save you from fighting this hard and scary fight called breast cancer. Remember to do your monthly self-breast exams, men and women, and report any change you see and or feel within your breasts while checking them. Also, do your annual visits, have your medical professional conduct a breast exam to check for any type of informalities. Breast cancer can be avoided with early detection. Get genetic tested early to prevent the extra stressor that comes along with diagnosis. Prevention is key. Prevention is key. Thank you and have a good day.